Good morning. Myself Jagdish, Assistant Professor, Civil Department, RRIT. Today in this video, I am going to explain about analysis of truss using ETABS. What is truss? A truss is a very common structure used in construction, construction like bridges, building roof, towers, and lateral bracings of high-rise buildings. So for analysis of truss, so we have to make some assumptions. So already we have discussed in the theory classes also. So what are the basic assumptions we are having? The very first one is the members are connected at their joints by smooth frictionless pin. And the next one, all members function as a two force members, that is they are subjected to either tension or compression. And the next one, loads and the reactions are applied to the truss at joints only. So these are the some assumptions what we are made to analyze the truss. So for analyze the truss, we are going to be having different methods. So in those different methods, very familiar methods what we are going to be having are like first one method of joints and the second one method of sections. So these are the two very familiar methods what we have already been taught in the classes, theory classes. So today, so we are going to be analyze the truss using ETABS. So for that, just I am taking one example of it. So this is the truss what I am going to be considering. The AB member is going to be having 4 meter, BC member is also 4 meter, CD is having 4 meter, and at the joints F, G and E, the loads are going to be acting. At joint F, 3 kN is acting downward, and at G, 2 kN is acting downward, and at E, 3 kN is acting downward. So we require to analyze. So analyze means we require to find the member forces and the reactions. So for finding the member forces in ETABS and to model the truss, so assumed or a given figure, first we require to divide into a grids. So grids in the sense we are required to divide into a number of grid lines. So here in this figure I divided the truss in a horizontal 7 grid lines. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in the vertical direction the truss is going to be divided into 3 grid lines 1, 2, 3, and each grid spacing is going to be having horizontally 2 meter and vertically it is having 1.1547, and the next grid spacing is going to be having 2.31 meter. So this vertical distance we required to calculate by using trigonometric methods. So we are going to be having angles and the distance, so you can easily find out what is the vertical distances. So here we are going to be divided into 7 grids in horizontal and 3 in vertical direction. Now we can go for software. So what is ETABS means? Extended 3-dimensional analysis of building system. So by opening this icon of ETABS, so here you can see new model. So click on new model. So here we are going to be having 3 options, that is in model initialization. So this is the very first step in the ETABS. The first block it's going to be opened like model initialization. So we can initialize the model, use saved user default setting, or we can use settings from model files, or we can go with use built-in settings. Okay, so here we can go with use built-in settings. So this is the basic thing. First we have to go with the option, that is use built-in settings with. So here the very first option it is display units. So we require the units in SI units. Why? Because what we have assumed the truss, it is going to be having the metric units, that is in meters. So that's why we'll go with the metric SI. And the steel section database, you can select any database related to a different namings. So here I have selected Indian, and in the steel design code, so where we require this all the thing, that is a steel design code and the concrete design code, means when you go for detailed designing and analysis of a truss. So here not necessary to go with any steel design code book or a concrete design code. Why? Because only we are going to be finding the member forces. So for that we not require any design code or a concrete design code book. So click on OK, and then after clicking OK, the next block is going to be open new model quick templates. So here we are going to be having a grid dimensions. So we are going to be having uniform grid spacing. So under that we are having a number of grid lines in X direction. So in what we have considered for today class, the truss is going to be having a 7 grid lines in X direction and a 3 in a vertical direction. So here you can just type the number of grid lines in X direction as a 7 and the number of grid lines in Y direction as a 1. Why it is 1 I explain later. And the spacing of grids in X direction, it is going to be having 2 meter each, and the spacing in grid Y direction is having 1. So why I have given here the number of grid lines in Y direction as a 1 and the spacing grid in Y direction as a 1? Because in the software, in the ETABS, the Y direction, it is not going to be in a vertical direction. The Z direction, it is going to be in a vertical direction. So that's why. So Z we are going to be considered as a vertical. So here in the next step, in the simple story data, in the Z direction we require to enter the datas, that is number of stories. So number of stories we are going to be having 2 story and the typical story height. So typical story height means, so this is the typical story, that is the first story and the second story. We are going to be having 2 story. The typical story is going to be having 2.31 meter and the bottom story it is going to be having 1.1547. So typical story it is 2.31 and the bottom story it is having 1.1547. Next click grid only and next click OK. So after that it is appear 2 windows, that is plan view and in a 3D view. So just close the one window, 3D view I have closed. So in the plan view you can see here, so each grids it's going to be having 2 meters spacing and it's going to be having a 7 grid lines, and you can set elevation view. Go to elevation. In the elevation view, set 1, apply, click OK. Now you can see. So this is what we are going to be having: 7 grid lines in a x direction, and in a z direction we are going to be having 3. That is a story 1 and a story 2. So next we require to draw the members, and we have to assign the loads. So for that, first we require to go with defining the materials. So first we have to define materials. So go for define material properties. So here we are going to be having A992 Fi50. So here you can click modify or show material. So here we are going to be having a minimum yield stress and the minimum tensile strength and effective yield stress, or it's going to be having, and then click on OK. Or you can go with adding new material. So based on India, and the material type is steel, and the standard is Indian standard, and the grade we are going to be having steel grade Fe250 and Fe345. Like that you can modify. So here I am going with the default one, that is Fi50. Next click OK, and next define section properties. Truss is going to be having a frame section. So here I am assigning a steel I or a wide flanges. So I will show here. See, this is the wide or a I channel, and it is going to be having a depth, total depth 600, and the top flange width 210, and the thickness 15.5 and 10.5, 210, 15. Okay, like that. Or you can assign anyone. See, so here ISWB it is going to be having 550. So ISWB 550 means the total depth is 550, and the flange width 250, flange thickness 17.6. Like that, all the flange details here it will come. Okay. So here what we have selected the material, it is Fi50. So it's going to be showing. So click on OK. So you can select anyone, or you can add a new one like a steel, and you can type any name. You can type truss only, truss, and here we can modify the dimensions. Here it is going to be default, it's showing total depth 450, flange width 250, flange thickness 25, web thickness 13, and the bottom flange width 250, flange thickness 25. Click on OK. So here we are going to be assigned the frame properties. Click on OK. And next we require to draw the member. So here the icon you can see here, drop beams, column or a brace. Click on that. So on that, click on property. So on property we have assigned naming with truss. So select truss. So draw the members. So here we are going to be having a figure A to B is going to be 4 meter, 1 member, BCL, 1 member, CD, DE, like that. We have to draw the member. So starting from the first point, 4 meter, A to B are going to be having 1 member, and the B to C are going to be having another member, and the C to D another member, and then we are going to be having inclined members D, E, and CE, and CG and CB and BF and AF. So after drawing this, press escape and again press enter. Again draw, go for draw, again select the truss. So draw a member FG and EG, then press escape. So this is the truss what we are going to be consider for analysis. And next, after drawing, so here we have to fix the support conditions. So for that, just select these two supports, go for assign, joint, restraints. So in the restraints, what we have selected at these 2 points, we don't have any supports, click on none, apply, and then at joint A we are having a hinged support, so click on hinges, apply, and then at joint D we are having roller, click on roller, apply. Okay. So here the joint A is going to be having hinged support and the joint D is having a roller support. And then we have to assign the loads. So go for define. Here we can see load patterns. So on the load patterns, so here we don't have any dead load. We are neglecting the self weight of the truss members. So that's why delete that load. Only we are going to be having live load. Click on OK and then go for and then select the points where you require to assign the loads. So here we are going to be having a one load. Okay, so just select that point, go for assign and the joint loads and the force. So here you can see the load pattern name what we have assigned, it is live load, and in the X direction, that is it is acting vertically downwards, it means we require to consider it as a -3 kilonewton. Click on apply and then in the next joint, here we are going to be also having one more load that is acting downwards, that is -3. Click on apply and then at a joint G we are having one more load that is also acting downwards, it is -2 kilonewton. Click on apply. Okay, so here you can see 3 live loads that are acting at the joints, 3 kilonewton, 2 kilonewton and 3 kilonewton. And then after assigning the loads, we require to find the member forces means, so in the software it doesn't know so whether the members are going to be in tension or in a compression or it is a beam or a column, the software doesn't know. So for that, so we require to ignore the moment at joints. By ignoring the moment at joints, we are going to be considering it as a axial members. So axial members means it is going to be a truss. So select all the members So after selecting the members, so go for assign. In the frame, here you can see release or a partial fixed. So here releases are a partial fixed, so click on what we require to release it is moments, so click on moments, apply, okay. So now you can see the members are going to be axial members. So after this, save the model. I want to save the model as a truss. So here are going to be saved, and here you can see the units what we are going to be used. The distances are in meters, length in mm, area in centimeter square, the load in kilonewton. All the units you can cross check over here. And then after saving this, run the analysis. So here you can see run analysis, run analysis. See, here you can see the deflected shape of a truss, and here you can see at the joint there is no deflection, and here you can see the vertical direction there is a minus 0.035 deflections, and in the bottom members also there is some deflections. So here we are going to be analyzing the truss. So after run analysis, we require to know the what is the member forces. So for that, so here go for display, force or stress diagrams, support spring reaction. So here select for live cases. So here select all the components, click on apply, okay. See here, so at the supports, what is the reaction we are getting? It is 4 kilonewton. So manually we can calculate and cross check. And next we require member forces. So go for display, force or stress diagram. So in that frame, member force diagram for a frames or a piers or a spandrels or a links. So in that click on axial force, select axial force, click on apply, okay. See, so here you can see all the yellow color what it's going to be showing, it is going to be the members are going to be in tension, and what is the red color it is going to be indicating, those members are going to be in compression. So here you can see, so just right click on that. So here we can see, so it is going to be having a magnitude of 4.997 of a compression axial force, that is a negative, and here you can see positive, that is 3.4635 as axial force, that is a tension, that is a positive force. So which member you required, you can cross check what is the member force it is having. So the truss means either it is going to be having a force system, either compression or a tension. So this is how we require to analyze a truss using ETABS. Thank you.